All right, so the article I have for you today says Washington eviction moratorium triggers a rental property sell-off. And this is coming out of Seattle, Washington. And what it really goes over is the fact that a lot of real property owners, a lot of landlords such as myself, they're really struggling due to these eviction moratoriums. And some of them are being pushed so far that they are selling their properties rather than having to deal with tenants anymore. So let's get into this article. Due to what many landlords and property owners are calling overreach, the eviction moratorium in Washington state is reaching critical issue levels. According to reports from sources, including Jason Rantz of AM 770 KTTH in Seattle, property owners and landlords are now starting to sell off their second homes, fourplexes, and other rental properties. I've been saying this for a while. Do whatever it takes to make sure that you survive through these hard times. But, this is one of the worst things that you could have to do is actually sell your properties and get completely out of the business. But I'd prefer that a landlord who's struggling do that than face bankruptcy or destroyed credit or other losses like that. Do what you have to do, but there's pretty much nothing worse. You're still gonna be out of the rental business when this is over, and it's just not right that this kind of pandemic has put people out of business. Meanwhile, they're sending all this stimulus to tenants that landlords don't exactly have access to. When the COVID pandemic began, the state governor Inslee issued dozens of proclamations or emergency orders. Among them was a moratorium on evicting tenants from rental properties, mainly protecting them from not paying rent. Yeah, so this Governor Inslee, I've heard a lot of bad things about him lately, but he seems to be much more pro-tenant than the average state governor is. Most people understood, with thousands of workers being sidelined and financial and economic relief weeks behind, this order made sense. However, as time has worn on and jobs return, the financial pressure on landlords and property owners is mounting. While there's been reportedly millions doled out by the state tenant relief and landlord relief, according to Inslee, it's had about the same impact as his business relief. There's not, nor will there ever be, enough money to help property owners stay current on their mortgages. The money doled out through the Working Washington Business Relief Program only helped a fraction of Washington State's small businesses, and the same goes for property owners. So this is one of the problems that I have with the stimulus money. It's not exactly a full recovery for the landlords. They're not being able to get all of the money back that they're owed. Instead, they're getting a very small fraction of what is owed. And there's no guarantee of future payments for those landlords who are continuing to not get paid rent after they receive some stimulus. So that's why in the last video that I made, I said, hey, if it doesn't work for you, don't accept the stimulus money. If it works out better for you to accept the stimulus money, go ahead and take it. But if it works out worse for you because of the stipulations that they put on it, don't take it. According to Rantz's report, he spoke with Seattle-based Remax property manager Heather Maggio on his afternoon radio show a few days ago. She says the city of Seattle, as well as the entire state, have greatly limited what property owners and landlords can do with delinquent tenants. Unless they are directly causing harm or danger to other tenants or damaging, destroying property, landlords cannot use their usual eviction tools to get rid of them. Washington is a very tenant-friendly state, and they've really already, it was super hard to get rid of tenants who weren't paying and to get rid of bad tenants. But now with these eviction moratoriums in place, it's a no-go. It's just not happening. The only thing that these landlords can do is hopefully, they can either suffer through the whole situation or they can sell their properties and get completely out of the rental property business. Because landlords and property owners still have to pay their own mortgages on these second properties, many are now choosing to give up and sell them off. This has already started to reflect in shortages of rental properties for other people looking to rent. Less rentals equals even higher rental rates because of supply and demand. In the end, it hurts both the property owner and the tenant. And that's a very good point. with these issues causing less, people getting out of the rental business by selling their houses, etc., then that causes there to be less rental properties overall. And that means that the rental properties that are left, they can charge higher rents and they can do better qualification. It'll take a lot more for a low income tenant to be able to get into a property than it ever has before. And that can really lock out a lot of people. And I know that's not what they want, but that is an unintended consequence of these eviction moratoriums. But it is a bonus for us landlords who want to make money and who are able to continue to stay in the business. Back on March 8, 2021, the Washington Policy Center addressed this issue, saying these extended moratoriums hurt more than they help. Most landlords and tenants can reach some sort of agreement for at least some of rent to be paid. But these far-reaching blanket eviction bans are allowing truly delinquent tenants to basically stay rent-free